Hello, seventh graders. Today I want you to do your daily relooping question, which is on the screen. You're going to use the distributive property, and then you're going to combine like terms. So we have -3 times 2x plus 4 plus 5. So what you have to do first is you have to distribute that -3 to both parts of the inside of the parentheses. And once you do that, you can combine like terms. So -3 times 2x is going to get me -6x. Because a negative times a positive is still negative, different signs is a negative answer. Then I'm going to do -3 times +4, which is going to be -12. Okay, again, a negative times a positive is still negative. And then I'm going to bring down this +5. So now in order to combine like terms, I'm going to underline these are like terms, and the -6x is different because it has a variable with it. So -6x is not going to combine with anything, but -12 plus 5 will. So 12 minus 5 is 7, but 12 is negative, so my answer is going to be negative. So when I get my final answer, I'm going to get -6x minus 7. So that's going to be my final answer. Again, we use the distributive property, then we combine like terms, and our final answer is -6x minus 7. All right, I would like for you to go ahead and name the transformation. Is this a reflection, rotation, or translation? Good, this is a rotation. This is actually a rotation 90 degrees counterclockwise. Okay, so we're going backwards on a clock. It's 90 degrees counterclockwise. So this point corresponds here, this corresponds here, and this last one corresponds over here. Now I would like for you to tell me what this transformation is. Is it a reflection, a rotation, or a translation? This is a translation, which is a slide. Notice the figure is not facing any other direction. So this is, again, is a translation, and you're adding 3 to the x value because you're going to the right, and you are subtracting 1 from the y value because you're going down. Now I want you to tell me what this transformation is. Is it a reflection, a rotation, or a translation? So this is a reflection over the x-axis. Notice point C is 1 unit away from the x-axis. So over here, it's 1 unit away from the x-axis. Point K is 1, 2, 3, 4. So point K over here is 1, 2, 3, 4 units away from the x-axis. Again, when we do a reflection, if it's going over the x-axis, the y value will change. If it's going over the y-axis, the x value will change. These are some of the rules for rotating around the origin on a coordinate plane. If you don't have these in your notes, I want you to go ahead and put them in your notes. I'll give you a couple minutes to do that. All right, now we're going to do a series of transformations. So our first transformation is going to be to rotate this triangle ABC 90 degrees clockwise around the origin. So we are going to go like the hand on a clock goes. So we're going to be going clockwise, which means our figure is going to be in this quadrant down here. Okay, we've got quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, we have our x-axis and then our y-axis up here. So we are going to rotate this triangle 90 degrees clockwise around the origin. Well, when I rotate it clockwise, the x and y switch for each of the points. But first, I want you to tell me where A, B, and C are right now. Okay, so A is at 2, 6, B is at 2, 1, and C is at 6, 1. This is our pre-image here. So if I'm rotating 90 degrees clockwise, I'm going to switch my x and y values, and depending on which quadrant I'm in, that is what the positive and or negative will be. And since I'm going to be down here, my x is going to be positive and my y is going to be negative. So I'm going to switch them all. So I would take 2, 6, and I would switch that to 6, 2. So I'm going to go 6, negative 2. I'm going to take 2, 1. I'm going to switch that to 1, negative 2, because it's in the fourth quadrant, so the y will be negative. And then I'm going to take C and I'm going to switch it. 6, 1 is going to be 1, negative 6. Now, since I'm in the fourth quadrant, my x values are positive and my y's are now negative. And I flipped them. Y, x is what I have now. So when I connect these, I should get something that looks about like this, okay? Where A is here, B is here, and C, well, prime, are all there. Okay, so now I have this figure A prime, B prime, C prime. I'm now going to reflect the triangle across the y-axis. So I am going to reflect this triangle across the y-axis. So it is now going to be in quadrant 3. So when we reflect across the y-axis, the x changes. But first, I need to know where A prime, B prime, and C prime are. A prime is at 6, negative 2. B prime is at 1, negative 2. And C prime is at 1, negative 6. So now I am going to reflect by changing the x values to the opposite. So now I'm going to have 6, negative 2. Negative 6, negative 2. Negative 1, negative 2. Negative 1, negative 6. Also, when you reflect, each point is the same amount away from the line of reflection, which is the y-axis. So B is 1 away. So then the new B point will be here. A prime is 6 away. So the new A prime is going to be right here. And C is 1 away. So the new one is going to be right here. Now let's check that. A prime is at negative 6, negative 2. That's correct because the x is going to become the opposite. So now I'm going to draw those lines together and I have a reflection, okay? A reflection now. So that also looks kind of like it would be a 180-degree rotation, which is true. It would also be that as well. We're going to do one more transformation. So we've done a rotation 90 degrees, we've done a reflection over the y-axis, now we're going to translate it. We're going to take each point and we're going to go left 1 unit and up 3 units. So we're going to go left 1 unit and up 3. 1, 2, 3. So this new point A should be right here. A prime, prime, prime. So that would be here. I'm going to go, for this point, I'm going to go left 1 up 3, 1, 2, 3. So that point's going to be right here. And then finally, this last one, I'm going to go left 1, up 1, 2, 3. This point's going to be right here. I'm going to connect them together. I'm going to get rid of these lines that are a little confusing. And that is our translated figure. Now, we took our x value and we subtracted 1. We took our y value and we added 3. Because when you go up, it's getting more positive. When you go left, it's getting more negative. So negative 6 minus 1 more would have been negative 7. And then negative 2 plus 3 was 1. So this is where our figure is now. And notice after the translation, it looks the exact same as the triangle right below it.